name is Abigail, and on this channel I talk about books and things that I'm passionate about, like putting out 31 videos in 31 days. And right now I'm exhausted. I am so tired. I feel like my eyes are burning. So I'm gonna go get some caffeine, and the closest source of caffeine is actually Books A Million. Impromptu shopping trip. House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland is a YA novel where I believe they're sisters. There's 3 of them, and they all have a scar in the exact same location. And one of them goes missing under mysterious circumstances. And this is tagged as YA horror, which works for an upcoming challenge that I am participating in, Horror Bingo. I've chosen this as my liminal spaces space. I've chosen this to complete that prompt, and the reason that I chose this is because I went on my little Google, and it was all books that are like horror books that have liminal spaces, and this is one that came up, and I recognized the cover, and it turns out that I've actually wanted to read this book since March of 2021. This book was actually published in April of 2021, so I wanted to read this. I marked this as saved to my TBR on Goodreads before this book was even published. So with that in mind, I did pick this up. I'm not sure if this is part of a series or if this is just one novel. I don't know, because it's actually been over 4 years since the last time I paid any mind to this book. And so I'm just kind of picking it up after 4 years. And the next book that I picked out, this I had seen on somebody else's channel, and I don't recall who it was, but it is Guillotine, and this is by Delilah Dawson. I have no idea who I saw this on. It must have been a reading horror novellas vlog, because this is a horror novella. It's just over 200 pages, and this was pitched in the vlog that I saw as like 1% doing bad things, and it reminded me of like the way that they pitched it sounded to me like there was a movie called, I think, is it Blink Twice? I can't remember, but it's directed by Lionel Richie's daughter, whose name escapes me. It's also pitched as fast, fun, and frightening. Glass Onion meets Saw in this savagely on point thriller. And it says something about she's never witnessed how the 1% lives before and all the ridiculous, unnecessary luxury. But once all the family members are on the island and the fairy has departed, things take a dark turn. That is all I wanted to know. I picked up this book, and I can technically switch this out and put this as the novella spot on my bingo board. And I think that's what I'm going to do, because that feels right to me. So this is the 2 books that I have selected from, or this is the 2 books that I picked up rather from Books A Million on my caffeine run. They are both working for a horror bingo, which is essentially what I'm doing now. I'm just picking up books that I wanted to read anyway, or had sounded good to me, or I recall as putting on a TBR in the past, or something like that, or like save to cart, save for later kind of thing, because I don't want to just pick books just to fit the spaces for horror bingo, because that seems pretty senseless. If I have 6 million books that I want to read, why would I pick something that I've never heard of, that doesn't interest me. So I can cross 2 of those books that I needed to pick up off my list. Now, granted, this was not something that I had intended to pick up, but I can switch it out for the novella that I already had on there. And I think that I would rather read this one more, especially when I look at it and I go, okay, actually, the book that I had put on my TBR was not a novella. So that concludes my little impromptu vlog. I did drink my Red Bull. I did drink it, and it helped a little bit. I also, when I got back to the office, I took some ibuprofen because my head was hurting. I don't know what happened this morning, but the coffee place that I usually go to, I ordered something a little different, and I could have sworn it had caffeine in it, but evidently it didn't. And lo and behold, by about 10 o'clock, I was not doing well. So definitely needed that caffeine. And obviously, I needed these books. All right. Well, I will see you tomorrow for another of my 31 videos in 31 days. Bye.